What's up, everyone? It's your daily nerd and favorite Sasquatch, Kyle Viveris, and today I want to talk about something I've been wanting to do for quite a while now, but I finally got the opportunity to. I recently had the opportunity to Dungeon Master for the very first time. So ever since I first played D&D a few years ago, I had wanted to try my hand at DMing. Don't get me wrong, I love being a regular player in the game, but there's something about helping to create an experience and a story that really called to me for a while. Admittedly, I was pretty nervous about the whole thing. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and I was worried about not getting all of the rules right and not giving my players a good story experience. But despite these worries, I finally decided to take the plunge, and I invited some friends to play. So something that was really cool about this whole experience is that I decided that I wanted to do this session with people who have never played the game before, which seems like a really crazy thing to do for someone who has never dungeon mastered before. But it actually ended up being really great for me because, well, a couple of reasons. For one, it caused me to read about the classes that I'd never played before. I mean, overall, in games past, I have played, when I very first played, I played 3.5, and when I played 3.5, I played a bard. Now that I'm playing in 5th edition pretty regularly, obviously, if you listen to the Your Daily Dungeon podcast, you know me as Amnon, the Hexblade Warlock on there, and then in a private game I play elsewhere, I play as a Oath of Conquest Paladin. So very limited experiences with a lot of the classes on here. So dungeon mastering for the first time with people who have never played gave me a lot of cause to read into these classes that I've never played before, because obviously they are not going to know exactly what it means to play as a ranger or to play as a barbarian. But if I understand basically the basic mechanics of these characters, I can help them learn how to play. Also, a benefit of them being people who have never played before, it took a lot of the pressure off of me as the dungeon master to make sure that I'm 100% right. So dungeon masters are human, 100%. You know, everybody makes mistakes, and there was something nice about the idea of having people who have never played D&D before, who were also new and weren't going to put me on blast if I got a rule wrong for some reason. So it was nice, and it was able to make me relax as a DM, and it was able to cause everybody to have a lot of fun. The game itself actually went fantastically. So the story that I went with on this, it was a one-shot that I repurposed. It was, so basically the story started off as the players were themselves, and in game they showed up at my apartment, and the apartment would be just trashed. And they would search and they do investigation checks around the apartment to see if they found any signs of where I was, because I was nowhere to be found. Eventually they opened a door that would open up a portal and suck them into the world of D&D. It was very new Jumanji style in a way, where it was like they show up in the world of Dungeons and Dragons, and they were their characters that I helped them to create. It was a lot of fun, and so I repurposed a one-shot that's pretty popular called Wild Sheep Chase. I love the story with that one shot. It's very, very straightforward as to what the goal of it is, and it keeps players on a pretty straightforward pathway. So I did some repurposing of it, and I made it so that instead of the sheep just being a wizard, it was actually me who was a wizard who got turned into it. It was a lot of fun. Everybody had a really, really great time, especially with the mental image of me walking up to them as a sheep and telling them how I could help them get out of D&D world and get back into the real world. You know, it was full of a lot of laughs and epic moments, and honestly, it was one of the best nights I've had in a while. So as a result of that, I am now in the process of planning a full campaign for those same friends, because they love that one shot so much. I'm really happy to bring others into the world of D&D and to play this game that I really love. You know, if you listen to the Your Daily Dungeon, you know Eric, who plays Mel. He was the one who introduced me to Dungeons and Dragons, and so it's nice to finally be able to have a moment where I can bring others to do the same. You know, I look forward to the crazy stories that'll come out of this campaign. I'm running Horde of the Dragon Queen, if you're familiar at all with that campaign. And I think it'll be a lot of fun for these people, my friends who had a lot of fun with this one shot that we played. I think they'll have a lot of fun with Horde of the Dragon Queen as well. You know, I look forward to the crazy stories that'll come with it, and I might even do some videos periodically if anything really insane happens in the game, and you know, it'll just depend on how the dice roll. But so that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this D&D related video, please check out Your Daily Dungeon. It's our weekly D&D podcast where we're playing through the Curse of Strahd campaign. We just, at the time of this video going up, we'll have just wrapped up the first major story arc of the campaign, the Death House story arc. And you can find each of those episodes here on YouTube, or you can find an audio-only format on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Until next time, guys, see you later.